what's happening? What's happening? My name is Iana Ma'at, wherever you're viewing this on the web. Welcome to this little tidbit I'm going to give to you today on a very common and popular, really, defense mechanism. I decided to do this because we've had so many people reach out to us and say, lots of mental health people, clinicians, whatever, say, hey, can y'all talk about some of these things? And so as I'm preparing for a consultation and waiting in the car before I go in to work with somebody, I said, you know what, let me go ahead and talk on this since I'm focusing on this today in my consultation with the person that I am supporting and working with. And so we're going to talk really quickly about repression and we're going to talk about how people repress feelings and how that shows up in relationships. And I'm just going to give a quick smidget on it. My husband and I have been talking about doing more of this in a more concentrated way for folks, because if you don't know who you are and you don't know who you're dealing with, you're going to be frustrated all the time. So I have some notes here and I'm just going to go through them. We're talking about repression, folks who repress feelings. What does it mean when you repress? And first and foremost, we need to understand that there are certain things that people do to cope with life, to get through life, and they are called defense mechanisms. In psychology, we say they are a defense mechanism. It is a tool we use to defend ourselves from what our mind perceives to be a threat. So with repression, we use that as let me look at my note here, as a way to keep unpleasant memories out of our conscious mind. Okay, so we don't want to deal with it. And so the brain says, I don't know if I can handle it. So we repress, push down whatever the memories are so that we can keep them out of our mind, because we don't want to experience anxiety. We don't want to experience fear, distress, vulnerability. We really unwittingly and incorrectly believe we cannot deal with it. So, and this is unconscious, so we push it down and out. And so people who repress, if you have a person in your life who has a lot of repressed feelings and doesn't seem to be very emotionally connected, you know, I've had plenty of folks come to us and say, I mean, she don't seem like she really is feeling anything, or I don't never know what he's feeling because he doesn't seem to have feelings, right? They don't experience the world through their emotions. They really pride themselves a lot of times as being thinkers, as being rational, as being logical. They're making sense of things. And to be honest and to be fair, you know, the positive, if there's a positive, because there's always a positive in some way to everything, there's always yin and yang, is that, you know, emotions typically do not cloud things for them because they ain't really feeling their emotions, right? But there is one emotion that people who repress their feelings can really get in touch with. It's one emotion, and that emotion is what? What do you think it is? It's the easiest one, y'all. Anger. They can get angry real quick. They can give you that anger because anger is oftentimes what? It's something that compensates for hurt, for fear and that kind of thing. And so we can get angry, but we don't want to be scared, right? So they will do that. This is the big thing that I want to really give to you, and then we'll be done about repression because I got to go into this meeting. People who repress their feelings feel this and hear this. They don't have any sense of what they feel. They're not in touch with their own emotions. So if they are not in touch with their own emotions, if husband does not know what he feels, if wife has no clue as to what's going on for her emotionally, there is no way they can have a clue about what's going on for you emotionally. They can't tap into your feelings. They don't understand what you're talking about. They're looking at you wide-eyed like, what's the big deal? Because they're not in touch with their own emotions. And you cannot do for someone else what you are unable to do for yourself. You cannot have insight about somebody else and what it may feel like to them if you don't have it for yourself. And what's always interesting is that opposites really do attract. They really do. Emotional distancers, which is what repressors are almost always attracted to people who emotionally pursue, and vice versa. You know, so even if I look at my own relationship, I don't think that I repress as much now as I did before in my life, but I'm certainly one who was more on that side, right? A little more emotionally distant. And my husband was an emotional pursuer, and he's, you know, got that thing going on. And so we have come together divinely to help each other develop the other part of ourselves that needs development. I hope that this has been of help to you. We're going to do some more on this. That's my tidbit. I got to go up in here in this meeting. Are you a repressor? Is your boo a repressor? Whatever it is, know what you're dealing with. Know yourself. You got to grow. In order to do that, though, you got to stop playing and start pushing. Bye.